All right, people. Good evening. I took most of the day off from Seahawks stuff, didn't post any videos in the afternoon. I imagine most of you will know why. I had some things going on with family, and while I could have, of course, stepped away to make a video or two, I just didn't feel like it. And there really isn't that much to say anyway right now because we got a game tomorrow and we want to win it, and that's really all that we can be focused on right now. So took the afternoon off, I guess, but I do want to get the injury report out before we get to tomorrow for the pregame video and the stream with the Hawks Nest. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the teams have told us. It's nothing too shocking, but it's potentially impactful. So we're going to start with Greg Bell here. He has the Seahawks side of the injury report. It's pretty much exactly what you would have expected. Ken Walker is out, did not practice, or there was a walkthrough today, so understand that everything's kind of estimated, but Walker was out, is a DNP and is out. Brady Russell is a DNP and is out. So, not a surprise. There's really not much to say. I think we all knew Walker wasn't going to play this week, and he may not play again this year. And this is life as a running back in the NFL. I know some people were talking about how much Walker gets hurt, how Walker is always injured, but I do think that this is just a unavoidable reality of being a running back in the NFL right now. You get hurt a lot, you miss a lot of games. Hopefully, you only miss a couple, and sometimes you miss a lot. So that's that. And then Kayvon Wallace is still out, even though he's been practicing for a while now. I imagine that we're just leaving him there because we don't have room for him and there would be nothing for him to do on this team, really. So, not really a ton to say there, except the team has kind of moved on without him, and I can't say there's anything wrong with that. It was a good idea to bring him in, but we've found better solutions with other players on the team. So that's your out list, and that's it on the Seahawks side. As you can see, nobody is doubtful, nobody's questionable, it's clean otherwise. And while there are other players on this team that are working through stuff, you can see that everybody was projected to be a full participant. Abe Lucas, Ernest Jones, Leonard Williams, Noah Fant, Charbonnet, Oluwatimi, Derek Hall, Nwosu, and Kayvon Wallace, even though he's out. So, I mean, it's week 17, guys. It's week 17. Not having everybody at 100% health is to be expected. So I look at this and I go, yeah, it looks a little daunting. And of course, it does drag the team down a little bit. But at the end of the day, this is the nature of this very violent sport. So that's really all there is to say for the Seahawks side. The Bears actually have a little bit more going on. Nemhauser posted their injury report here. So, taking a look at the Bears side of things, you can see that they have quite a few players out, including some relatively important players. Elijah Hicks out after not practicing all week. Travis Homer out, so there will be no Travis Homer revenge game. There probably wasn't going to be much of one anyway, but there definitely won't be one now. And the really big one, I think, Tevin Jenkins, starting on the left side of that offensive line for the Bears, will not be available to start this week. They're going to have to find somebody else. They're going to have to dig deep into their depth when their offensive line is already not all that good. So Tevin Jenkins being out is certainly significant. And Tavarius Moore rounds it out. He was a DNP all week, and he is out this week. So that is a non-trivial number of injured players, and on the whole, I think you would have to conclude that the Bears have it worse than the Seahawks. So, unless a bunch of crazy stuff happens during the game tomorrow night, there is no, we were more injured than the other team. That's certainly not the case right now. And the bloodletting doesn't necessarily end there. Gervon Dexter is questionable with a knee injury. He was limited all week. I imagine he'll play, but I guess he hasn't played in a couple of weeks now, so nothing's a given. Jair Alexander practiced in full basically for most of the week before our game against the Packers 2 weeks ago, and he did not play. Doug Kramer Jr. also limited all week, questionable with the shoulder. and that becomes maybe a little more relevant with Tevin Jenkins out. And then Amen Ogbongbemiga is also out, or excuse me, questionable after being limited the last 2 days. Not quite as big of a loss, of course. And Mercedes Lewis just got a rest day. Nothing to say there. But you can see how this team that we're playing, and believe me, I know that right now it kind of feels like the Bears, their players, who they have, who they don't have, doesn't matter that much because they've been lifeless. But we still have data that we have to go through here, and we have to try to understand it the best that we can. So yeah, it's a non-trivially bad situation for the Bears, even compared to their typically low expectations as a team right now. So that's it for both sides of it. That's really all we got. Seahawks, I guess we can be grateful, right? Like, there are teams out there that have it much worse than this. A team like the Lions has it much worse than us right now. So for me personally, and this is to go on a little bit of a tangent outside of the confines of where this video typically goes, the injury report videos, I don't think that injuries can be used as a free pass for this season. There were certainly moments like when we were down Leonard Williams, Boye Mafe, and I think Jerome Baker and God, Byron Murphy all at the same time. There was a point in time where we were missing like 4 or 5 guys in our starting front seven, but that only lasted a couple weeks. And other than that, I think we've gotten off pretty easy this year. Our quarterback got injured in a game and missed the second half, and he's probably still not 100% now, but you got 17 starts out of him. The Walker injuries are unfortunate, but I've said it before, I'll say it again. I don't know how much they affected the team because we don't run the ball anyway. Metcalf missed a little bit of time, but it was 2.5 games. JSN's been healthy all year. Fant missed a little bit of time, and he's been dealing with a nagging injury all year, but he's mostly played. Cross has played every meaningful snap. Laken Tomlinson has played every meaningful snap. You've gotten a full season more or less from Derek Hall. You've gotten a full season more or less from your Julian Love. Woolen's missed a little bit of time. Witherspoon has been fine. Like, overall, I think the Seahawks have done fairly well with injuries this year. The main issues are just the little nagging injuries that you pick up and they stick with you all year and they drag down your potential performance. So, as of right now, if we go into this offseason and we don't get to where we want to get to, and we're already not going to because where we want to be is 17-0 and winning every game by 40 points, but getting to a point where some people will be fully satisfied. I don't think injuries are going to be a free pass here. There have been times in recent years where I've said, yeah, I think injuries are going to have to be the excuse we use. I don't think this year you're going to see that much of an injury excuse. Yes, they happened. They happened at unfortunate times and they hurt us. The Nwosu injury looms large, I think. If he never gets hurt in the preseason, I think that maybe we're having a different conversation right now. But that is to be expected in the NFL. I don't think anything we dealt with this year was over the top. All right, I'll see you guys later. Go Hawks. Let me know what you think. Might stream later tonight. I probably will, honestly. And plenty of stuff going on tomorrow.